This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to or watching Primal Scream with Nick Graystone. Nick Graystone.
What up, kitties? Oh, that's an echo. What is going on there? Dude, I almost got a flashback, bro. What are you doing to me?
That was the point.
Well, since we were talking about a little bit before about the heyday of wrestling, maybe my intro should be a little bit different tonight. To all my love slaves out there, Thunderlips is in the flesh, baby. What's going on, kitties? Nick Graystone back into his house for another episode of Primal Scream. Oh, this is going to be a good episode tonight. I got a guy that's got an even better voice than me that you guys probably even know just by voice, maybe not even by face. He takes rides with you sometimes. He plays great music. He's a Long Island guy. He's on a great radio station, The Shark. I got Rob Rush into his house tonight. What's up, Rob?
I don't know if I have a better voice than you, but I definitely have a face for radio. So there you go.
All right.
But no, you got a great voice too.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Nah, man, you got it, bro. You got the voice, dude. It's pretty awesome. I've been listening to you and to The Shark for a long time. And it's an honor to have you on my show tonight, man. Thank you for coming in.
I appreciate you asking, man. I've been following you for a while as well, so I was like, oh, you know what? I got to get on here and hang out with Nick for a little bit, man.
That's
Why
cool.
Not?
Yeah. Usually you're taking the helm and you're interviewing everyone, so now you can.
I know. I'm going to try not to hijack. Right? I'm going to try not to hijack and then turn to the if you're familiar with Curb Your Enthusiasm, when JB Smooth says, "And flip it on you."
Oh, right. Yeah. Become another motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love Curb. Oh my God, I miss
show.
Curb so much. Like, when they brought the character of Leon in, I feel like it just went to the next level.
Yeah, because Cheryl was kind of gone, and then Leon just kind of took everything over. Yeah.
One of my favorite things with Leon is like when Vivica Fox and the family decide to leave, and
he just stays.
He stays, and he goes, "Well, I guess this is it for us." He goes, "The fuck is it? I just ordered some Chinese. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go eat."
Like, I think we all know somebody that's kind of like that, like the guy that will never leave. You know,
right?
You invite somebody in, like they stay and they overstay, and then finally it's just like, he's not that bad.
It's like the guy from Half Baked.
Yeah,
the guy on the couch. Yo, the guy who killed my dog. You actually, speaking of movies, you actually made me laugh with something you posted or commented on my page a couple weeks ago. I went to go visit the grave of Dom DeLuise.
Yes.
And I did a shout out to one of my favorite movies. You're Italian.
Yes, my real last name is Italian lineage.
Italian.
Yes.
Okay, so you picked up on the reference that I made, and I'm talking about one of the greatest movies ever, Fatso.
I think it's
DeLuise.
a cult classic. Nobody knew about it. And then it came out on DVD, and it's not available on DVD. But I remember as growing up in an Italian household as a kid, that was like a must movie to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I say that to one of my buddies who's actually performing tonight at the Polo Lounge, Billy Mira. And we'll always go out, and he loves to have bread. And like he'll be like, "Come on, have a piece of bread." And I'll always be like, "I don't love bread. I like bread. You love bread. I like bread. I don't love bread." So that's the clip that I put on your thing.
Yeah, right?
As soon as I saw that, that was great. Yeah, Junior. Can't you see I'm watching my weight?
I love that in the beginning, like you see that he takes comfort. He's at his cousin's funeral or whatever, and he's crying.
Sal.
And he's like, "Never eat a pizza again." And then he goes inside and he's tearing up. And then all of a sudden he cuts the elbow off the bread, dips it into the sauce, dips it into the cheese. And he takes a bite and he's just like, okay.
Yeah, the relief is right there.
I know that relief because, growing up in an Italian household, and I'm sure you can, relate to this. That's what we did. Like that was our time of happiness. Our time of sadness was brought by the relief of all this great food that was around.
Yeah. You know, the only thing is when I was a little kid on Christmas Eve, I thought that there was something wrong with my family because I would see squid and I would see, all this like seafood and like look nasty. And I was like, what the hell is this? My grandfather had goblet salad sometimes.
Oh.
And seeing that as a kid, you love horror movies. I was like
Man.
traumatized by that.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to grab you.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to do the Feast of the Seven Fishes until one Christmas. And I remember because my father was the black sheep and I've taken it over for him because he's the Irish guy surrounded by all Italian guys. But my grandmother decided to tell my father, why do you waste your money on all this shit? Dude, light bulb went off with my father, and now actually the lights went out with my father. And he was just like, all right, waste my money? All right, no more Seven Fishes for this house. And he got Hero and Baked Ziti for the rest of Christmases.
Oh, man.
So there was no more Feast of the Seven Fishes in the Graystone house anymore.
I'm a seafood guy. I would have been upset by that.
It was difficult.
Then I wasn't. Now I
am.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss the galamad and I miss the stuffed, the stuff, the baked clams and
clams,
stuff, and
bacala
the bacala.
yeah.
Like all that stuff was great, man.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But what are you gonna do?
Time marches on.
It does. And time is. It's funny that you said that. Time marches on, and I was watching something last night. I don't know if you said when we were talking before that you hadn't seen it, but I watched Martin Short's new documentary. It's called Marty Life is Short. And he talks about life, and because like I don't know if you know really too much about him, but like he had a lot of tragedy at a young age hit him. So he lost his brother at 12, lost his mom at 18, and then he lost his dad at 20. So by 20 years old, he already had these 3 major losses, but he never gave up, and it was. Some of the things that he was saying just spoke volumes to me. And I actually wrote it down and I wanted to share it because mental health is so prevalent these days.
Sure.
You have to like...
And May is National Mental Health Awareness Month. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I heard this quote, and I always try to bring like positives... You'll see on Facebook people get caught up with all the negative shit, and like I'd rather post 100 positive things than one negative thing. Like you'll never, I'm not that guy. No. So like when I see something and I want to just pass it along, pay it forward, as they say.
There needs to be more positivity. You're right.
Right.
There's too many. What were telephone tough guys, or now what do they call them? Keyboard commandos
warriors.
Or keyboard warriors?
I like keyboard commando. That's cool. Maybe that's a guy that sits there with like freeballing it, and he's just typing away or whatever.
I'm coming for you, Bennett.
Lay off some steam, Bennett. Yes. Killian, you bastard! Give these people air. So Martin Short said 2 great quotes in this documentary, and one of them was bad things happen, and yet the sun still comes up the next day. It's up to you to carry on living your life. So when that's something big, because it's kind of like, don't fall down. Don't be that guy that like lets adversity or tragedy take you, because then that person that you lost is going to see that from the other side, because I believe that. I believe you get visited and you have angels that are around you that carry you and stuff. And he said this about that: you never let that person go out of your life, and they'll always be with you. So you can always carry them. Maybe they won't be here physically, but you could always honor them through living the best possible life.
It's almost like it reminds me of that whole segment of what you're saying. The last Rocky movie, Rocky Balboa, and it ain't about how hard you can get hit. It's about how hard you get hit, keep moving forward, how much you can take, and keep moving. Yeah, and
it's true.
Yeah,
100%. Oh my God, Rocky was a big thing.
I like it.
Oh, even Rocky 5, man. Like people shit on that one. They obviously.
I think it's kind of grown now that it's gone past 36 years later, came out in 1990. Yeah, 36 years later.
It was the 90s. So,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It was a bad, like bad fashion, bad music. Like, not bad music, but like, questionable music for a Rocky movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the story's kind of bad or whatever.
And
whatever.
Long Island represents in that movie, too, with Kevin, the kid from Entourage, who played Rocky's son's friend.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Kevin Connolly, yeah.
He was the
in
bully.
movie. Yeah, he had the earring on or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
He was the one that he like tried to steal like Sage Sloan's jacket.
Yeah, and then they became friends. Yeah, Kevin
Because he
Connolly.
beat the shit out of him. Because
I told you.
I mean, Adrian, it can't be hard if you did, give the kid a couple of deadly punches. But the part that in Rocky V that I love is the flashback with Burgess Meredith.
Oh, yeah, you were
Mickey.
the angel.
The angel, man,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to give this because some bum gave it to me, but I'm going to pass it along to you. And
Yeah.
like the get up, you son of a bitch stuff. Yeah, very motivational. You ever feel down in the dumps? I don't know.
Those
if it
are
works
great
for me,
movies to watch,
right?
man. Yeah, my favorite's the last one, Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, it's a great.
I think it's because of all the and it illustrates what he says. He's been through it all. He's lost Adrian. He doesn't have the career anymore. He's kind of back to where he was and not the best area of Philadelphia. And he's living in a house where you saw how he's living in Rocky 3, right?
Yeah.
And he's back in a regular looking house. And he still keeps going, still has that determination. And that's one of my favorite. That and the original.
Yeah, man. I love Rocky Balboa. I saw it probably in the theaters about 5 times. Like, I just couldn't stop watching it, And I love the original.
I like me and my buddy Billy. We always joke around. Like if we're going to do something that night, we'll be like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I don't know, like something small stuff, I don't want to go out late and do something."
Take it to the zoo.
Yeah.
I love Rocky, man. Like, I can't get enough of it. And, that day that I went to go visit Dom DeLuise, in the same cemetery is buried the guy who played Gazzo.
Joe Spinell. Yeah, a buddy of mine, Sal Serchia, knew him.
Personally, really?
Yes, personally, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he lived in Sunnyside, I believe.
He did?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I remember him saying.
That guy, man, had a career. He was in, like, the
Godfather
greatest movies
yeah.
of all time. Rocky, The Godfather, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, Maniac.
Which is, that's my...
that's your era, your genre.
My genre. We were talking about Tom Savini. That was a great head explosion from Tom Savini in that movie. He made himself blow up.
Yes, that's right.
Which was very good. Very, very good. So yeah, if you guys want to check out something cool, Martin Short, it's called Marty, Life is Short. The thing that's very cool about it is he filmed all this stuff, like home videos and stuff, and he had the sickest parties with the sickest like people there, like Dan Aykroyd, Catherine O'Hara, John Candy, Eugene Levy, Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg. They all rolled at this dude's house. And like, that's like the golden age of Hollywood too,
Yeah.
That's us like growing up, like we saw
That was
all
the
these
80s.
guys.
The 80s comedians, yeah.
They talk about like, the Three Amigos and stuff and how like they were thinking it was going to be the next big thing, but that's another movie that became like a cult classic later on.
What is it streaming on? Because maybe I'll watch it later tonight. Is it HBO?
Don't know. Maybe HBO. Maybe Tubi's got a lot of shit.
Okay, yeah.
I watched Meatballs 2 the other night on Tubi, which I hadn't seen in like 20 years, but that was a fun trip. So, all right, I got to ask you, dude, because you know what? You obviously well-versed in music, man. I hear you talk. You have a lot of...
useless information.
Yeah, me too, dude. It's not useless. To me, it's not useless. Maybe other people, I don't know. But, all right, so growing up, man, like, what was your go-to? Like, what did you feel like, the bands that, stuck with you through all these years? Like, what did you start listening to at a young age?
I remember at a young age, I loved Michael Jackson. The Thriller record got me into Michael Jackson, and then from there, it was Michael Jackson. I think Madonna. I thought as a little kid, I thought she was pretty. I was like, oh, I gotta like her, So it was Madonna, Michael Jackson, and then my cousin, who's about 3 or 4 years older than me, got me into heavy metal in like 1986. I remember Europe was the first record, Poison, Bon Jovi, and then I just became a total metalhead. More of the hair metal stuff at that point. Poison, Bon Jovi, Europe. I remember White Snake. And then Motley Crue. Yeah, and my father was a big doo-wop guy, and so I kind of fell into that. The WCBS FM back in the 80s and 90s, you remember, was all the oldies, true oldies, 50s, 60s. So I was listening to that stuff, and then I was listening to the hair metal, and then I got into, 89, 90 Skid Row, and then Metallica, Guns N' Roses. That kind of got me into the heavier stuff.
We're the same age, so definitely. That's the era that you saw, like the shift too.
You saw the shift, and we got to see that shift, and then the shift, of course, into what the radio station I'm on, the Shark, is predominantly known for is the '90s grunge.
Yeah.
Once 1991 hit, it was over. That was it.
There's a crazy story. Like, I think it was Janie Lane said that the minute he knew that the shift was happening, the year before he went to Columbia Records and they had Cherry Pie in a frame.
Yeah.
And like the
lobby
or
something
whatever.
Like that, yeah.
Then the very next year he went back to like sign a contract or whatever, and there was Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Like everything was replaced, and like, yeah, I mean, that was the era. You know?
And that's what he said. He knew that was it. Yeah. So that's really how I started getting into music. And then, I was in bands for a little bit as a kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I sang. And then, I don't know, I guess I wanted to be a rock star, but I guess the next best thing is what I got to do when I got to Nassau Community College. I auditioned to be on the radio station there. And
that's where you started?
Yeah. From there, the legend began, or so they say.
That's cool, man. Wow, so we could have been like in the same like college, because I took media and communications in Nassau, but I didn't follow it through. I fucked up.
That's what I think I got my associates in communications there from Nassau. Yeah.
Did you go on from there? Or you just
no, because what happened was the station was great, and I commend it. It's WHPC. It's a Nassau Community College station. And at the time, a guy named Jim Green was the program director. Since then, it's been taken over by a friend of mine, Sean Novat. And they always made you feel like, most college stations at that point were, run by kids, and it was kind of not professional. Jim and everybody there made it professional. So, it made you kind of strive to want to do something. And then I got hired as an intern at WLIR. And I was on and off for about a year and a half, and then I finally got my break, thanks to Gary C. Put me on. In fact, you know what I did? I drove past, and I went to the parking lot, because up the block, right next to the OTB, used to be a club called Lux.
Yeah,
you remember, on Hempstead Turnpike. And so I just drove through the parking lot, and I was on the first night after Lux. It was like October of 1998, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first shift on
Holy
WLIR.
cow.
Yep. From there, and I remember Gary C. was the guy who said, look, if you sound good, we'll find a spot for you. If you don't, we'll work with you, and we'll put you on later on. And that was it, and I came off.
It was kind of like private parts. For you, $95 a week.
In my mind now, I'm probably thinking he probably just needed somebody, a warm body. He didn't give a shit what I sounded like.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
But that's where you cut your teeth, man. That's like, you get your
I like I can say that too. I like I can curse on here, because sometimes I got to really restrain myself,
Oh man, it's tough, dude. Like, I try not to.
No,
but it's impossible.
No, sometimes it's better not to, or it's or even if you do, it's I try not to either, especially when I'm doing live stuff at the Paramount and stuff like that.
Yeah,
always mind your P's and Q's.
You try. It's so hard, though, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And especially in an environment like this where we're just, hanging out and talking to each other.
Yeah.
And we're
bullshitting.
Yeah. Basically, is what we're doing. Yeah.
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 Don't let me be the
No.
I don't want you're classing the joint up right now, man. I'm the one that's talking.
See,
There was a cool video you posted actually the other day of you took us like kind of like on the tour of the you're speaking about the Paramount. You took us like basically on the tour of the Paramount to get to where you do your interviews there and stuff, and you showed us a little bit behind like the curtain of the
the founder's room.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, that's just a little bit. Like I bypassed the whole other area because I just wanted to show you, like, that's the route that I always take when I go in. I'll go in the back and go through there and then go to the bar area, and then you do. It's right after the train rooms, the radio station.
Did you ever have the lamb chop lollipops there?
No, I have not.
Dude,
are they good? Yeah,
so good, bro.
I mean, I've eaten there a few times.
Pizza's good there, too.
The pizza's good, and I think we had like burgers. But most of the time, I really like I like that spot across the street, Oaxaca.
Yeah,
because I like Mexican, so over there. That's a great spot. So if I'm doing something at the Paramount, I always go there, and then I'll hang out and have some drinks in the founder's room, during the show or after the show.
Yeah, the last time I was in there, rest in peace to my good buddy Mike. Where actually I'm going to talk about him in a little bit because that was the first time that I met you, but we'll get to that. The last time I was in the founder's room, we actually went to go see Wasp.
Was that last year or two falls ago? It was
like 2 falls ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was quite the show, man. Like, I couldn't believe like how good they sounded. Like, it was pretty awesome. I mean,
I heard there's some backing tracks.
There's definitely some backing tracks. Okay. But you know what, man? Blackie is not, he's got to be pushing up to 70, dude. Yeah. So, shit, I'm 48 years old, and I know how I feel. I can't imagine what that dude feels tacked on another 22 years. And, like, I did kiddie shit compared to what this dude was into. Yeah. So it's like, to even get up there and do one show per week, but he's doing it multiple nights, like, that's something,
Oh, yeah. It's a lot. It might not look like it's a lot, but it's a lot.
It definitely is a lot. And he's standing on that, he had like this crazy throne and stuff. It looked like...
By the way, Blackie Lawless is 69.
69. Okay. All right. 69, dudes. You got a sound effect for that one? Boing. Oh,
there we go. Right,
that's the one. That is the one. See, I'm not classing the joint up, man. I'm
that's
talking,
all right. This is your show. You don't need
talking
to class
the grits and the grime, getting dirty. Ira's playing the mute music. Makes me want to put my hand on my hip and do the old plug-a-roo. So, speaking, you were talking about the growing up listening to the 80s metal and to the hard rock. I see you've been collaborating with one of Long Island royalty, rock gods, Animal.
Mark Mendoza, yes. Yeah, he's one of my best friends, actually. We met probably, 2027? Maybe 2013, 12? He was playing for Brett Michaels. He did like a couple of songs for Brett, and at backstage, I'm friends with the guys in Brett's band, and I was backstage, and I saw him, and I met him, and I knew he was a big radio guy, and so I was talking to him, and he had been on a station that I was on that was owned by WLA. It was called The Bone, 98.5 The Bone. It was a rock station.
That.
Yeah, it was a rock station out. It was like Suffolk County station, and he had been on there after I was on. And we were talking, and he knew who I was, and I obviously knew who he was, and we just hit it off and been like really good friends ever since. Yeah, we do a show every once in a while when we could get to it on the Shark called A Rock in a Hard Place, and he's got great stories. He's just
dude,
and he's a great storyteller. But
it's down to earth too, man.
Yeah, down to earth. Yeah,
That's what I like about him because, like, he's very approachable. It's when you see him, you can't miss him.
You can't miss him.
That's
yeah.
him.
He's got that distinct look, and
absolutely,
you know who
man.
he is.
Yeah, man. Like I've always loved Twisted Sister, man. I love that they were guys that grinded it out. They came from like a band like that I would be in, like, just constantly playing, promoting, getting to the next level, just doing it right, man.
Yeah, sure.
And they have like a crazy history.
Yeah, well, it's a good documentary. That
yeah.
documentary that they have.
The one with the F in it.
Yes, the one with the F in
See?
it. Twisted Effing Sister. Yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I didn't get to see them
Neither
when.
did I. I never saw them. He always laughs at me. He goes, "I can't believe you never saw us."
No, I eventually did. But the first time I got to see them is when they reunited for that 9/11 show.
Oh,
That,
back in 2001.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Steel show.
Yeah, at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh, man. They came and were on fire, dude. Like, these guys hadn't played together in so long. They did, like, maybe one-off shows here and there, but then, like, what a lineup that was that night. It was, like, Anthrax. That's with John Bush at that time,
Yes.
which is, I love the Bush era.
That's a good era. Yeah,
Right
really.
there.
Only and that whole, I like Stomp 442. That's
Yeah,
a good
those two albums,
Yeah.
man. White Noise and Stomp 442. Ace Frehley, Sebastian Bach,
Oh, okay.
and Twisted Sister. And, oh, man. They just, I think that was back in a time, too, where, you know, speaking of like how the country is so divided now with bullshit, we were tight, man. You know, and this was for a good cause. You know, it was maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 months after 9/11 happened, and it was just like New York proud, man. Like you had these guys up there. You had Ace Frehley, who's a New York guy. You know, you had Anthrax, the New York guys. Overkill was another band. Yes, Overkill
right.
was
They
on
were
that bill
there, yeah.
too.
Yeah, Eddie had a lot of the bands that he had worked with Megaforce, and he was fans with and friends with to get onto that bill.
Yeah.
I know Mike Piazza was there.
Yeah, he was the host.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. He was the host, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. You've met Mike before?
Yes, I had to do
He's a big
couple of
metalhead,
things
right?
with him. Yeah. In fact, I put Mark on the phone with him one time because we had to do. I'm for a long time. I've been doing the backup PA for the Mets, so I did. I got to actually do the game next week. I did one last week. I got to do another one this week. Mike and I had to do something 2 days in a row. One was for suite holders, and the other one was for like season ticket holders. And it was like a little audience, and I was the guy moderating, and it was me and Mike, and we were talking. And Mike says, "Oh yeah, you know." Somebody said, "You know, Twisted Sister." I said, "Yeah." I was just on the phone with Mark. You want to talk to him? And he's like, "Can I?" You know, and like I was just like, "Can you?"
Can you imagine? So Mike Piazza's fanboying out to Twisted Sister.
Yeah, a little bit. And like I made fun of him to Mark or something because I put Mark on the phone and I was like, "Yeah, Mike Piazza wants to talk to you." I think he said Twisted Sister sucks. And Mark got on the phone. He knew I was joking around.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's so funny. That's got to be a trip too, because like you're obviously you're a Mets fan.
Yes.
So to do something like that on that caliber,
Yeah.
you're calling games.
I'm the public address announcer, one of them. So I started in 2004. 22 years. I started at Shea.
So explain that. Like, what is exactly that role?
So I'm the guy that will say, now batting the shortstop, number 12, Francisco
Sick.
Lindor. Yeah,
Wow.
Yes, very good, yeah. So I've been doing that since 2012, and that came from, being an intern at LIR. A guy by the name of Alex was the PA announcer there, and then he called me in, and I met a guy named Vito Vitiello, and he said, "Hey, I like your voice. I like listening to you on LIR. Alex is going to have a couple of conflicts coming up. Would you want to do it?" And I go, "Do what exactly?" And he goes, "Be the backup public address announcer for the Mets." And I said, yeah, sure, I could do that. And since 2004, I've been doing it ever since, backing up. And now it's Marisol Castro and Colin Cosella, the two main PAs, but when they need me, I'm still there. I couldn't do it full time, The radio station's always been my bread and butter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. It's like two different worlds, bro.
Yeah, two different worlds. And in fact,
You don't have enough time to do both. Right?
in 2018, I did the first 2 months, and it got to be too much. Yeah, like
How many games? It's like 80.
Well, the first
Home?
2 months, 2.5 months, I probably did every home game from opening day until like early June. Yeah, so that might have been 20-something games. And leaving from where the radio station is in Farmingdale
And
to
getting
go
to
to City
Queens.
Field.
Oh,
And
dude.
I live 20 minutes from City Field. I live
Oh.
so I'm 20 minutes. So this was before the pandemic, so we didn't have any of the equipment to do stuff from home, which then they gave us during the pandemic, or else I would have been able to do maybe more of it, but it just got to be it was a lot, and I'm happy with just doing a few games a year.
Yeah,
And,
man. Yeah, you still get your, you go out there, you get the feels for it and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's great. You got a great seat in the house. You get to, watch the game, and you get to call up. In fact, I was able to call up AJ Ewing. Got his first home run last week. I was the guy that called him up. Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of cool. He would never remember it, but I would.
Yeah, no, man, that's history.
Well, he
bro.
might, because that was his first home run. But besides that, he'd be like, "That guy's an idiot," or something like that.
You have any memorable games that you called? Like really, like ones that stick out in your head?
That's a good one. I did one when Pedro Martinez came back after being out for a while. It was his first game back, so that's going back to 2005 or 6. I did the return of Banner Day. I want to say, I don't know if it was at Shea or if it might have been at Citi Field. It was at Citi Field, yeah. The return of Banner Day at Citi Field. I did AJ Ewing's first home run. Juan Soto's first home runs at Citi Field as a Met. I was there for those games because he had been in that real drought for a while last year. So those are some of the ones that stand out. Yeah,
I haven't been following. How are they doing this year?
They're picking up now. Yeah. They're picking up a little bit, but
They were on fire when they first started, right?
Not this season, no. They were no. But I always say to people, they lost 12 in a row, and I always say, would you rather have them lose 12 in a row in April, or would you rather have them lose 12 in a row in August going into September?
Yeah,
it's a long season. It's not like hockey or basketball, but yeah.
They won today.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Yeah, I you know what, like baseball wasn't like my favorite sport to watch growing up, but obviously I was around for like when they did win the World Series.
Sure.
I rooted for them when it was the Subway Series, but yeah, I mean it's I understand the heartbreak, man. I'm a Raider fan, so like I've had my fair share of trials and tribulations of being a fan,
Yeah, sure.
So I always say it's always next year,
Yeah.
It's, next year we'll get him. It's kind of like the end of the Bad News Bears. And another thing, Yankees, you wait till next year. What happened? That was like was that when they fall off the thing?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of, I wanted to ask you, you had an interview recently with Carlos Santana.
Yeah, that was Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
We have services that sometimes reach out to us and offer us stuff, and I saw that, and I put in for it, and I got it. It was really quick. It was fine. He was cool. A lot of people say, when I do these interviews, you get nervous or whatever. And you don't. You're just like how we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
And you only have a certain amount of time with some of these people. So I think for this one, I only had 10 minutes. So you can't really, if you were like a big fan, which I am, but, you can't go into the questions of, did you know Woodstock was going to be the way it was? You just have to get to what they're promoting, which she was promoting a show at the beach this summer, and a couple of other cool questions. I did get to find out through the research. I thought that his first show on Long Island was like 75 or at the Coliseum, but it wasn't. It was 71, I think, and he played with Miles Davis at Stony Brook.
Whoa.
And I asked him about that, yeah. And he remembered it, and that's what we talk about, too, in the interview.
Man.
Yeah. Imagine Santana and Miles Davis.
What a show. Like, so
Stony
different.
Brook? Yeah, Long Island, yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's like Van Halen and Kool and the Gang.
Yeah. Well, Mark has a great story about he saw when he was in the band The Dictators in the 70s. They were out on the road in California. He said he was at the Rainbow or the Whiskey. I think it was the Whiskey. And he went in and he heard these guys playing what sounded like Parchment Farm, which was by Cactus, which he says basically Alex got for the intro for Hot for Teacher. And it turned out that it was Mammoth. So he saw Van Halen before they were Van Halen. With Mammoth, yeah.
Man, I love LA, bro. I love, like me being a musician. There were two places that I always said that, like, I've always wanted to play, and I got to do it. I got to play CB's, and I got to play the Whiskey. And, like, those are just two places, me being in the era, I love my punk and I love my metal. Mm-hmm. And, like, CB's had, obviously the
Obviously,
birthplace
all
of the
the punk,
Ramones
yeah.
and stuff. Talking Heads, Blondie, you name it. There's so many crazy bands that's gone through there and stuff. And then obviously, I'm into the 80s hair metal scenes too. I grew up with it. And Motley Crue is my favorite band of all time. So seeing them do that at the Whiskey and being able to actually play there, it was a trip, man. Like, we actually were able to stay at an Airbnb on top of the Rainbow.
Oh,
and
wow. That's
Lemmy
cool.
used to live there back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And then he moved across the street.
That's right. Yeah,
He had to
I saw
stay
that.
in that little area.
And he lived there until the day he passed.
He did.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
In the Rainbow, they have a spot at the bar. It's a gold plate, and it's Lemmy's spot. It's right in the corner. They have the ashtray there, and right behind it, now they have the statue.
The statue, yeah. I haven't been, but I know. Yeah.
It's really cool. And it's all in walking distances. And you think about it, like, Motley Crue had the house that's, like, behind the Whiskey up the street, and you're like, Jesus, man, these dudes just crawled out of that house, played their gigs, invited people back to the house. Like,
Yeah.
it's just amazing what went on back then.
Yeah. And, and it's all in the book. And probably a lot of stuff that's not in the book, The Dirt. Yeah.
Yeah. I love The Dirt. And you mentioned Lux before. I remember when The Dirt came out, the book, and I'm not much of a reader. Like, I'll read stuff that interests me and stuff. And I remember The Dirt. My buddies, the DeVito, I'm going to give a shout out right now, the DeVito brothers. We used to go to Lux all the time. So that day, I bought The Dirt. I read about 100 pages. I went out with them to Lux. I lasted about a half hour, and I'm like, boys, I'm sorry, I got to leave. And they're like, what's the matter? Like, where are you going? I'm like, I got to go home and read. And I went home to read The Dirt, and I read it in 2 days.
Wow.
Like, I had to it was just one of those things, man. Like, I have when I read something that I'm into it, I have like that picturesque, I could see it. It's like they painted a great picture or a disgusting picture or whatever it was. But, it was just something, man. I love reading, like, those autobiographies and stuff. And you got any favorite, like, books like that?
I got into reading a little bit more over the last couple of years. I'm a big history buff, so one of the books I liked that was James Swanson wrote a book about Lincoln Manhunt.
Okay.
About the hunt for John Wilkes Booth. I read that a couple of times. I love Stephen King. I love Salem's Lot, my favorite from him. Right now I'm reading 7 Years in Tibet.
Okay.
Which was recommended.
Was that a movie?
It was. Brad Pitt was in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the book that it was based on. So I'm reading that. And then, for the hair metal lovers and all of us on Audible, I got, I probably shouldn't admit it, but I got the Nelson book. They have the Nelson twins have a book out that I downloaded. And I just want to hear about it because it's an interesting story. They're the grandchildren of Ozzie and Harriet, Ricky Nelson. I got to hang out with them a few times. Nice guys, too. Yeah.
I love that album, dude.
The second album that they put out with in '95, Because We Can, is even better than that one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, you should check it out.
See,
I told Gunnar Nelson once. I said it's almost like a Nelson version of what the Eagles would sound like if they were playing your kind of music. The harmonies,
interesting.
The
they
melodies,
had sick harmonies.
Yeah.
I can hear it like on that first album, but I want to hear this now.
Yeah, it's on the streaming services if you have it. It's Because They Can. Yeah,
I'll check it out. Definitely, man. Like, Love and Affection, After the Rain, man. That's like some of those tunes, man, were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about that 80s metal stuff. Actually, the other day, I was listening to an album that doesn't get its credit, and that is Poison's Native Tongue.
Oh, that's a great album.
Right?
Doesn't sound like them at all.
No, dude.
Richie Kotzen brought in that whole different sound. And he sings like Jeff Keith from Tesla. He's got that gravelly, bluesy voice.
Good, man.
That's not a Poison album. They should have called it something else.
It's like the Motley Crue 94 album.
Yeah,
Same
with
thing.
Karabi. In fact, I got Karabi. I got to speak with him next week, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, But that album, I know for a fact that they made, those guys work. Brett, and especially Bobby Dahl and Ricky Rocket, for the rhythm section to work with that. They really played their asses off on
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
You could see that it elevated them as musicians,
that. Yeah,
man.
Stand was a song that they still play sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
But like Theater of My Soul and like the Until You Suffer Some. Like
Fire
those
and
are
Ice,
some
yeah.
Valley
great
of Lost Souls.
Valley of Lost
Yeah.
Souls. Wow, dude, you know it too.
Oh, I know that.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
that from? That was
cool.
from. That was from Flesh and Blood, though, wasn't it? Valley of Lost Souls. I don't know if it was off of Native Tongue.
I may have
It
gotten
may.
that cross, but
I don't know.
I think Valley of Lost Souls was Flesh and Blood. Yeah.
sorry.
No. That was a
It's
good
still
album too. Yeah.
No, that's a great album
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah.
That's, you know what though, if it is, it didn't fit on that album. It should be on Native Tongue, I feel, because that was like in that like vein of that style. Or
Yeah,
whatever, you know. Don't get me wrong. I love my CC stuff, dude. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But Richie Kotzen brought something out of those boys that they didn't know that they had.
No. I
You know?
wonder what it would have been like if they would have continued on. You know.
And Richie didn't fuck Ricky Rocket's
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah. That could be a little bit of a
Yeah,
a wrench in the ring. You know.
Yeah, exactly. You never know, man. You know, like, we could continue.
It
No,
was
no,
on
we
Flesh and
can't.
Blood.
Was on Flesh and Blood. Okay. Yes.
That's I think Flesh and Blood was the first time I saw them. It was at the Coliseum. It was-
1990.
Yeah,
Warrant
with
opened
Warrant.
up. You were there?
Yeah.
That was my first time seeing Poison.
Hell
man.
yeah. Was Trickster there too, or is it just those two?
I don't remember. I just remember Warrant opened up and Poison headlined.
Yeah.
And it was like November
Yep.
90 or something like that. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that was a great show. That was the first show that I went to without my parents. And I went with a guy named Rob Lacertosa, who, it's always 6 degrees of separation, who later on his sister would wind up marrying one of my best friends from radio that I had met. Yeah. So
Wow.
it's kind of crazy like that.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
life works out sometimes.
Yeah.
So my show that I went without my parents, it happened in the halfway point of a show, and it was Metallica for the Black Album. My dad took me to the show with my best friend, and about a half hour into it, he just stands up, he looks at me, and he's like, "Son, I can't take anymore. I'm going into the car." Little did he know that they played for 2.5 hours that night. So 2 hours later, I get to the car, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "Dad, they played for 2 more hours." And he goes, "Those assholes played that long?" He's like, "Son, I know you're going to do the right thing going to these shows. I'll drop you off, but I can't take any more of this shit." you
Wow.
know?
Was that at the Coliseum?
It was at the Coliseum. It was the Black Tour.
Wow.
Black
The
Album
first time
tour.
I saw Metallica was 96 for the Load Tour at the Garden.
Yeah.
When the guy set himself on fire in
Yes.
the part of the show. And he
Yeah,
come-
that was like the whole pyrotechnic
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. That was the first time I saw them.
Yeah, so that one, and then like from there, like my parents, like originally I always say my first show ever was Motley Crue and Warrant for the Dr. Feelgood. They took me when I was 12, but technically,
Yeah, that was in like 89, late
Yeah.
89. Yeah, I knew some kids that went there when I was in junior high school, and I was very upset that I did not go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my parents took me to that, but the first show that I actually ended up going to was Cher.
Okay.
It was
My
the Heart
first
of
show
Stone.
was Sha Na Na
Sha-na-na,
at
really?
Westbury Music Fair.
I just met Bowser.
Yeah, he went to high school with my father, actually.
Get
Van
outta here,
Buren, Martin
really?
Van Buren. Yeah,
Whoa, dude.
And my father graduated with him same year. It was 1964. My father graduated. Bowser and Martin Cove.
Whoa, what,
Yeah.
Sensei?
The sensei, yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
yeah.
Yeah, wow, Sha-na-na, man. Like, I never saw them live, man, but screw up listening, you
Yeah,
know, Priest and
Sha-na-na.
stuff, you know? And
Yeah.
that's where I was introduced to
They had a
to
TV
them.
show when we were little kids that was on Saturday mornings, maybe, and it was a Sha Na Na TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
That's how I knew them, yeah.
I was watching wrestling on Saturday mornings in my
In your youthful days, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that and what else on Saturday mornings? It was that and what was it? American Gladiators
Maybe.
and Roller Derby.
Sounds about right.
Remember Roller Derby when they had like the bands play and shit? Like Warrant played.
I don't remember that.
It was
no.
like a little snake pit that they had and stuff.
Yeah, oh, I
and
know. I
like-
don't remember that.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. It was like Roller something.
No, that.
I don't even remember.
Well, if it was on cable, I didn't get cable until I was like 11. So yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. So that was on channel maybe I'm gonna say 5. Fox, maybe Fox.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember. I know American Gladiators was on 5. Maybe that was part of it too. I don't remember. I don't know, but I just remember that my Saturday mornings with Captain Crunch, Hulk Hogan, and the American Gladiators.
That's a all-American Saturday morning for a child in the 80s. There
Absolutely, man. That was some good growing up and everything. Oh, there we go. See, nice sentiments. So, Rob, I see you starting. Have the wheels in motion for this new video series of the history of Long Island.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really going to be the history of Long Island, but it's going to be, maybe places that were on Long Island that are no longer, or just, landmarks of Long Island. I have a couple of ideas in mind. I want to get Mark involved because Mark, just for the Twisted Sister aspect, played at a lot of different places. I think where Lux is, I think Mark said that used to be Polyesters, maybe.
Yeah.
And that was the venue where I think they totally wrecked the joint after Twisted Sister played their last show there, or the club was closing. So it was stuff like that. Like I started with the Long Island, the Comac Arena.
Yeah.
I have, I want to talk to my buddy Epi, who used to run he still runs my father's place. But
this is a newer.
He's got it in the
right?
Roslyn Hotel now, but it was up the road. So I want to get him to maybe do something with me and talk about the bands that were there and stuff.
Mark is going to be great with that because I feel like there's so many clubs on the island that don't exist anymore.
Yeah, and Mark will know them all and stuff. Yeah,
Spit was right here.
Spit was right. I never went there, but I know that was a big, huge joint
closed.
right over here. Yeah.
It closed before I was able to go.
Yeah, well, you and I missed some of them. Yeah, missed Bayshore, Sundance. I missed that one.
Yeah,
in Bayshore. I got to see the Roxy in Huntington.
Yeah.
Life of Agony was the first show I saw there, 1994.
I was there.
Oh wow! I remember that was the first time I saw smoke or heat coming out of my body because it was like December of '94, and we were still in high school. And some of the guys that had a car, we drove. And we got out, and I remember, the smoke was coming off my body. I was like, what the hell's
actually
happening?
was talking about that show. VOD was on that show, I believe.
They might have. I remember there was a band, Bible Black, that was on the show with them, and then it was Life of Agony. My friend might have. I don't know if my friend Dan Nelson's band was on there too.
Didn't he sing for Anthrax?
Yes, yeah, Discipline.
Yeah,
it might have been Discipline or something like that. He might have played there because he was from my high school. That's why I knew him and his family. He might have played there. I don't know, but I just remember I got to experience the Roxy.
So many clubs on the island.
Malibu, I was at once.
I saw Vince Neil there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Was that for the second solo album?
Yes,
95?
Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, dude? How are you?
Yeah.
What's up, Nick?
That was very good. I had to sneak in. And what's funny is my brother gave me his license to go there. And if you've seen pictures of me and my brother, well, at that point, I was about 150 to 170 pounds heavier than him. So the guy looked at it and he just laughed. And he goes, all right, I'm going to let you in. But if you go anywhere near the bar, we're going to kick your ass and drag you out of here. And I'm like, I just want to see the show. And that's my brother. And he's like, yeah, I know. He's like, just go in and just behave.
Yeah.
And I did. And that was it. I think I saw the Bosstones there, too. The Mighty Bosstones. They played there in 95 or 94, maybe?
It's possible. You know what was a good club, too? I don't think the Bosstones were there. Maybe, but I don't recall. But Warrant, I saw. Great White. I saw Nino Betancourt solo. Overkill was what is now the Nutty Irishman on Main Street in Farmingdale. Used to be Tommy Knockers.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, and there's so many great shows that I saw
there.
Yeah,
man.
That was in my college radio days, so we were getting to meet some of the bands and get on the bus and talk to them. And, that was Tommy Knockers, yeah.
So you said about Great White. Hollow, my band from back in the day, we opened up for Great White a week before the fire.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
They played Mulcahy's.
Oh, that was they played there a week before. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Mark had a band. Did you know the other band, Hollow? My friend Mark was the lead singer of the band, the other band, Hollow.
So no, but there was so many people that would come up to me and be like, dude, we've been following you guys since 92 or 93. but we only had started in like 2001, 2002. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we've been around for a while. So
Yeah,
it was
Hollow,
probably them, man.
yeah, I want to say maybe they started in '94. Maybe
That's it.
Yeah, Hollow. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, my buddy Mark.
What type of, they were like metal, right?
They were like metal. Yeah.
So like we were like a hard rock, like some metal, but not really crazy.
Yeah, we used to play them all the time on my college radio station.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
Hollow.
That's what it's all about, man. You got to play your friends on and plug in and everything, man. That's
and then,
great.
Shout out to, again, the college radio station. They put me and Sean Lynch and my buddy Brett Fumara. We're in the Radio Hall of Fame over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that means we're old.
We're Hollow is actually in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because what happened is we rolled up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We did like a 2-week tour of like the Midwest or whatever. So we go there, and as soon as we walk through the door, the woman at the counter is like, "Are you guys in a band?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, you don't have to pay. Do you have an album?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we went out to the van. We gave her the album, and she's like, "All right, gentlemen." She gave us the bracelets and everything, and she goes, "And this is going to go into the archives of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you're a part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame."
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So my drummer always said, "Yeah, dude, they probably use that as like a door stopper or like hold up a window or whatever."
Not a fan of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
No.
As long as they used it as a
The
doorstop.
politics or just like the...
No, I visited.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No photography.
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't like... I didn't like how it was set up.
Yeah.
And it was just a personal thing, you know?
Did you ever visit it?
No, I never did. I want to. I have to.
It is what it is for me.
I just want to take my phone out then. And take pictures. Yeah.
They don't let you. Yeah, they don't let you take any pictures or anything. And the thing, like, there's so many bands. I don't like the politics of it because, like, there were bands that were day one put in right off the bat, but then there's like Kiss took so long to get in. They just put Maiden in after all these years. Like, Priest took forever to get in.
Well, I know Iron Maiden's not going to be there.
No, they're not. They're against it. Like the Sex Pistols, they got in and they sent the nomination thing that they got. They wrote on top of it and sent it back and like, "We piss on your hall." Like they got pissed because they didn't want to be in involved or whatever. They really got pissed. Like Metallica was in before Ozzy and like Black Sabbath. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Call it the Music Hall of Fame now.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing too. I mean, they obviously they put in different genres and everything, so they're stretching it out. I don't have no problem like with other genres in it, but like you said, call it the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, I guess Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sounds better than Music Hall of Fame. It's more enticing to go. So do you have any upcoming things that you want to plug, dude?
That's a good question. No, not really. I'm just going to be, with the radio station. We're doing a Metallica weekend, Memorial Day weekend on the Shark. That's really it. Nothing.
Giveaways and stuff.
Ticket giveaways. And then I think we're going to be doing something. We're going to be part. Hopefully, if it doesn't rain, we're going to be doing a cool thing at the drone show. There's a big, nice drone show at Jones Beach this weekend, so we'll be there on the boardwalk.
Oh,
and
really?
I think there'll be a special announcement if you go down there to listen for special tickets on Tuesday for me to give away. Yeah,
that's cool. Awesome.
But yeah, nothing really too particular about that.
All right. Are you
got my high school reunion coming up next week?
Really? Yeah. So that's the 30th.
It'll be the 31.
31.
Because we did it 10 years ago too. We do 95 and 96. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So mine was supposed to be my 30th anniversary is going to be this summer, but like no one's putting anything together. I didn't go to my 20th or my 25th, but I don't even know if I'd go to my 30th.
No,
I mean I see the people that I see.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. I was on the fence about it, but then a few people kind of nudged me, and I was like, all right, it's not too far from where I am, and you know what? It'll be nice to see some people. I'm a nostalgic fool sometimes.
Yeah, no, I like it. I get it, man. Like I remember when I was in that band Hollow. I was with a classmate. We graduated together. We said, man, maybe by our 20th or 25th, we could fly in by helicopter to this. But, I don't know. All that shit with helicopters and everything, I think I'm just going to walk.
There you go. There you go.
Play it safe, you know? I want to do some plugging. I got to thank some people and stuff, and we'll put this episode to bed. I really appreciate you coming on and everything, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having
there
me.
was this thing we were talking about. I just want to say this because I got to plug them anyway. The first time I met you, I don't know if you remember.
No, well, yeah, we were going to talk about this.
It was at Schmidt's Farm. So it was my first night employed, and it was like at Schmidt's Farm. This is going to be my 10th season there. You came with the radio station, and you did a walkthrough, and they were like, oh, Rob Rush and the Shark are going to be here. And I'm like, wow, I listened to that. I like that guy, but I'm going to scare the shit out of him tonight. So I was actually, at that point, I was a cannibal hick. And I was only a cannibal hick for one night. Then they moved me as the butcher, and I was a butcher for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But I remember you walking through, and I didn't even scare you. I made you laugh. I was just like saying like outrageous shit or whatever, and I'd be like saying, "Hi, welcome to the barbecue. We're gonna cook you up, young fella." Or, you know, we're not allowed to touch or whatever. But I was probably like close and like doing my growl and my snarls. But,
Well, that's what I always tell people. Is that, you know, if people that get freaked out, I'm like, just remember, I go, they can't touch you. I go, now if you touch them and hurt them, then it's a different story. I said,
Right.
but they won't touch you.
Nah, there's no touching. And I actually do want to mention that Schmidt's Farm, the Haunt has set up 3 nights for auditions. Kids, it's so much fun. I do it with Zozo now. We've been doing clowns for the last year, but I think this year we're going to be dressing up as dolls. So you can imagine what this dude is going to look like as a doll. So June 26th at 6 p.m., July 18th at 12 p.m., and August 28th at 6 p.m. Look it up, Schmidt's Farm Haunt. Don't mention my name because they probably won't hire you, but if you think you got what it takes, they'll work with you. There's really some cool people, some of my lifelong friends. I gave a shout out to Myers. My buddy, he's no longer with us. He was the house, Michael Myers. We've retired that character at Schmidt's Farm because he did such a good job. But, yeah, it's fun for the whole family and everything. Come and get the ever-loving Schmidt scared out of you. It's a good time. I'd like to thank Mr. Beery's. That is one of the sponsors of the Primal Scream podcast. Kids, time is limited at Mr. Beery's. They are closing the doors in February of 2027.
That's a legendary place, too.
It is. It really is. It's the Long Island CBGBs, man. They give guys like me a shot. Steve has always been like family to me, and I'm gonna go out swinging with them. You know, I have some upcoming shows there. June 13th. Bloody Sabbath and Aunt Jackie's Bush. That's the band that I'm in. That's my side project. And Demon Scar, we just rebranded as The Scar. We're going to be there on the 8th. Mixed Metal Media is going to be putting on the show. The Mistress, she's awesome. She's actually putting on a show this weekend there, Friday night. It's Super Duper Cooper and Boogie Mama. That's the Alice Cooper and the Led Zeppelin tribute. And then on Saturday, the 23rd, Cruzado, the Human Guitar, is going to be there. I don't know what the hell that is, but go find out. There's always something going on at Beery's. Monday nights, Monday Okie. That's Kevin Monday. Go check him out. Tuesday night is your favorite vinyl night. You bring your favorite vinyl, they'll play a side for you. Wednesday is video game night. Challenge your friend to a game of Madden or GoldenEye or Tetris or whatever game console that they have there. It's a lot of fun. Thursday night, that's tonight. They're doing open mic. Go sing your heart out. You never know who's going to be in the crowd. Yeah. And like I said, this weekend's all lined up. So I'd also like to thank Cinema Arts Center. There are another sponsor of the Primal Scream podcast. They got some cool features coming up there. On the 21st, Back to the Future is going to be playing 7:30 at night. On the 22nd, one of my favorites, Zozo Just Killed It as Dragon, and they're showing the Shrek movie, the original Shrek, at 7 o'clock on the 22nd. This is a movie that I'm sure you like. Christian Slater classic, Pump Up the Volume.
Pump up the volume. Yeah.
Great soundtrack.
Yes.
That's on the 30th of May. And on the 31st, my favorite not cartoon, my favorite superhero movie, the original, Superman 2. Superman 2 is going to be playing. Go see that if you haven't seen it on the big screen.
When is that going to be?
That's on the 31st of May.
Oh, okay, coming up.
Yep. Catch Me. That's
Cinema Arts Center in Huntington?
Cinema Arts Center in Huntington.
Okay.
Next weekend, I'm going to be at New Jersey HorrorCon from the 29th to the 31st. It is a killer lineup. I'm going to be with Zozo. But also in the house, headlining, Peter Criss, the original Catman, Lita Ford. It's going to be a Toxic Avenger reunion. 3 Leatherfaces. Friday the 13th Part 2 reunion. Marcus Sublime, he was on this show a couple of weeks ago. He's going to be there with the Stream Kids and the Terrifier Kids. Come check us out there. That's going to be awesome. And then moving into July 17th to the 19th, me and Zozo are going to Tampa, and we're going to be at SharkCon promoting The Shark That Roared. That is the 40th anniversary of Jaws the Revenge. Mario Van Peebles is going to be there. Mike Giancarelli, who is the director of this, and a couple of other shark stuntmen and enthusiasts. It's going to be a pretty cool time and hot as fuck. So come and check it out. It's going to be July 17th through the 19th in Tampa. It's going to be pretty awesome. The following week is going to be the dead of winter in Worcester, Massachusetts. And again, my friend Marcus Blaine is going to be there. Mike Levy, Mark Haynes. Those are the Stream Kids. My good friend and Primal Scream alumnus, Lydia Manson's going to be there. Terry Alexander from Day of the Dead. And my good friend who was on the show a couple of weeks ago, Shannon Michelle Collins. She's going to be in his house too. So come check us out in Worcester, Massachusetts. And while you're in Worcester, check out the Miss Worcester Diner. It is one of the sickest breakfasts you could ever have. Little sidecar kind of like diner setup, and they got some crazy French toast. And last but not least, Monster Mania, August 14th to the 16th. They just announced Tuesday they're going to be announcing 2 more guests. But right now, Robert Englund, the man of our nightmares, is going to be there with Heather Langenkamp, and they're going to be doing a Nightmare on Elm Street reunion. Jonathan Breck, who played the Creeper in Jeepers Creepers, and my man Alex from Clockwork Orange, Malcolm McDowell. He's going to be in his house. So, again, that's a mouthful for you. Guys, thank you so much. I want to give a shout-out to Ira. Thanks for working the boards, brother. Again, Rob, thank you so much for
hey man, thank you for having
spending
me.
your time.
I appreciate
tonight,
it.
man.
I'd love to come back. This was fun.
You're always welcome, my brother. Definitely. Kids, it's been another great night of Primal Scream. Remember, I'm Nick Graystone, and you're not. Later.
Nobody writes your story but you. Later.